In a world that makes it easy to feel comfort and pleasure, it's hard to win the battles we face. The endless battles for more time, the fight against the lazy and unproductive, the fight against the norms of today's society. And without a clear path, we're lost in the indulgence of pleasure and comfort. We become victims of the bad habits that arise. Some of us end up scrolling late at night, one video after the other, telling ourselves this will be the last. Knowingly lying to ourselves, neglecting our own sleep for entertainment. Some of us decide to eat unhealthy foods for pleasure, but neglect the guilt that will follow suit. Some of us think of meditation and journaling as a waste of time, or make excuses not to do it. Many of us lack the one thing to climb to the top, to rise above the rest. Discipline. We get lost in the things that brings us pleasure, choosing sleep over exercise, choosing to eat high sugary foods over the healthy ones, choosing to watch videos, neglecting good sleep. We're all victims of what is called instant gratification. You see, our minds are programmed to seek comfort. This is why it's difficult to do the hard but necessary things. And in today's world, it's easier than ever to indulge in the things that bring us pleasure now and guilt and envy later. This type of gratification is what causes us to lack motivation. What's motivation good for? When you indulge in the quick and easy things to bring pleasure and comfort all the time. How does motivation work? You see, motivation comes from a neurotransmitter called dopamine, also known as the reward system of our brain. So when we indulge in junk food, video games, social media without moderation, your dopamine spikes. But when dopamine drops back down, it doesn't just go back to baseline levels. It goes below it, causing a lack of energy, lack of drive and ambition, even the feeling of depression, as you feel stuck wanting to do things but have no drive to do them. Now, let's talk about the opposite of instant gratification, delayed gratification. To put delayed gratification in the best way possible, it's when you sacrifice today, doing the hard but necessary things for tomorrow. Like working out. You don't see the results today, but over time you'll see yourself feel better, look better, and want to do more to better yourself. Another example, reading one book won't have a significant impact on your life. But if you read a book a week, within time you'll notice your vocabulary widen, your thoughts become clear, and your knowledge on vastly different topics to have expanded. Last example, your eating habits. By choosing to eat a healthy meal today, although it's a good choice, won't make a significant change to your health. But slowly implement better eating habits over time, and you'll start to feel more energy throughout the day, you'll think quicker, and you'll feel better overall. Now that we understand instant and delayed gratification, how does discipline come into play? Doing the acts as mentioned, going to the gym, reading, eating healthy, all of those things go towards leveling up your discipline. So what is discipline? It's the ability to do the necessary things despite how you feel. If you're tired, you'll have the ability to drag yourself to the gym. If you're sore, you'll have the ability to still be productive. If you're cooking eggs in the morning and your dog starts chasing the neighbor's cat, you'll have the power to not allow your now very crispy eggs to ruin your day. Now, why do I say leveling up your discipline? Because every skill in life is just like a skill in a video game. You must grind out what you want to improve in order to get better at it. So when it comes to gaining discipline, it's about how consistent you are, doing the hard but necessary things. Let's talk about habits, so you can have the ability to start and end the ones you want. How can we develop habits? There's 3 steps to building a habit. This comes from the book I mentioned last week called Atomic Habits. This book explains that to develop a new habit, think of it like an onion, like there's layers to it. The first layer being outcomes, the goal you want. For example, to lose weight, to learn more about a particular subject, or to gain financial freedom. The second layer is the process. The process is the system you'll put in place in order to get where you want to go. For example, using those 3 goals we mentioned, if you want to lose weight, your goal could be to hit the gym 3 times a week while slowly cutting out food from your diet. If your goal is to learn about finance, you might make a list of books you want to read and how many pages you want to read a day. Finally, your identity, the most difficult of the layers due to it requiring a change of mindset and identity. For example, if you're trying to quit smoking, you must convince yourself you're not a smoker and think of it as a negative thing rather than a relaxing or calming thing. Now let's use what we know in practice. When starting to build a habit, the first layer is outcome, like we just mentioned, or your goal. So let's say it's to lose weight. The second layer is the process. So you'll start going in the gym and start with a half hour and build yourself to an hour while slowly cutting the unhealthy foods you always feel guilty about eating. Lastly is your identity. So rather than saying you're trying to lose weight, you'll identify yourself as someone that works out and eats healthy. And rather than thinking of the gym as a place of medieval torture, you'll tell yourself you love the gym for all there is, the community, the progress you see, and the positive impact on your mental health. And that's how you develop a habit. But breaking a habit is a little bit more complicated. You must create a system which will probably fail, and then create a new system, and repeat the process until a system works. Over time, you'll start to identify as someone who doesn't do that bad habit. As mentioned before, a change of identity is super crucial in order to create a habit and to break a habit. If this video is helping you so far, please leave a like and subscribe, as this greatly helps. Now let's summarize all we learned, as there's a lot of information to take in. So what is the cause of lack of motivation? The overindulging of instant gratification. The things you do for pleasure now but regret doing later. So put more focus on delayed gratification, doing the hard things today so you can do the things you enjoy tomorrow. What is discipline? The ability to do the hard and necessary work now, despite how you feel. This is directly correlated with delayed gratification. How do we level up discipline? By being consistent in the things we don't want to do but know we need or should be doing. Lastly, I want to mention that I think of discipline not as an ability, but as consistency, because being consistent at anything is a discipline in it of itself. Put in the work, beat the norm, and rise above the rest with your newfound discipline. With that being said, I hope you have learned something, and go be disciplined. Bye.